Do you want to do a sound check there, Dave? You a bit of a karaoke man?
Oh, yeah, not good, but sex bomb.
How's that going? Is that... Yeah, Billy, Monty!
Nah, she's alright. Trim me up, bro. Trim. My name's Joshua Toomey. I'm a proud Wadri man and I work with Ausgrid as a linesman. I finished my apprenticeship in 2011. That's when I became a fully qualified linesman. School was a bit of a challenge. I don't think I went bad at school, I just didn't think it was for me. I suppose my favourite two subjects were recess and lunch. I struggled with authority, I struggled with people basically telling me what to do and getting in trouble for not doing it. It's not that I didn't like the rules, it just challenged me to think and to be someone that I wasn't really comfortable with at that time of my life. I really enjoyed growing up in Dubbo. So this is Veggie Valley, West Dubbo. So welcome to Veggie Valley. The reason we call it Veggie Valley is because all the blackfellas used to live here. Veggie might see. So this is where I grew up. It's changed a lot because they've moved a lot of the blackfellas out of here. And we used to have fire, we used to have fires in the middle of the road. They stopped delivering pizzas over here. The ambulance wouldn't come along and fire brigade unless the coppers were with them. And now you look at it now, all these brand new houses, it's sort of hard to remember what it used to be like. This is where I used to live with my family. My mother did the best she could with what she had, and I grew up in a broken family. My mum was very government dependent, so we relied on the welfare, and I suppose as a child, when you're growing up, if that's all you see, that's all you do. She was a really strong woman. I watched this woman slowly disintegrate through the abuse of alcohol, and this alcohol slowly peeled back layers and layers, and it really broke her down. Yeah, for me, 15, 16, just drinking on weekends, and in the community where I come from, it's common. If you don't drink, there's something wrong with you. And it sort of got to a point where I left school and I was just drinking around, and no real goals, no real ambitions. I was in a point where it was just not a nice place to be, bit of a dark hole. I thought maybe I should go to my old man, maybe I should ring Dad. Me and my dad really get on really well now. I love my dad. But when I was growing up, he had a lot of his own issues to deal with. And he was very young when he had me, and he was never there in the sense of my upbringing, but when I needed to get my life on the straight and narrow again, he was there. Mudge.
I wasn't ready to be a parent at that stage through circumstances, grog and all that type of stuff, and not worrying about anyone or anything, very selfish person. Until I, was about maybe 15 years ago, I contacted Josh, and he come up home and he lived at home for a while when he was going nowhere fast, and I had some house rules and said, Josh, these are the house rules, you're going to have to go and look for work, no drinking, drugging, smoking. One of the hardest things I had to do in my life was to tell my own son to get out of my house, pack your stuff, you've broken the rules, you haven't met me halfway. And he said, are you serious? And I said, son, this is tough love.
It sort of worked, so I got a bit offended. I said, I'll show you. Rang up Petersham TAFE, and they said, yeah, okay, come down to Petersham and we'll do an interview. And I did an interview, and they said, oh, no, you're probably not the right person for this course. Because with the interview, you did a mass test, and I think I got about 1 or 2, and out of 20 questions, and I just kept ringing them. I nagged them, and I just said, just give me a chance, at least see how I go. And the teacher, she said, all right, I'll give you a chance. That's my son there. He's 6 years old, and he just started year 2. It's a pretty big motivator knowing that you're we're going to have a kid, you know, so I had to pull my finger out and say, well, it's not about me no more. I had to get serious.
Snack time.
Snack.
Yeah, got my niece and nephew at home at the moment. Family's everything, you know, especially for blackfellas.
He's real fun. And he's the best uncle ever. He's funny as well. He's so funny.
Who?
You.
Oh, Matt.
What's some of the funny things Dad does?
Fart.
What?
Farts.
Summersby Waterfalls is a place that we just bring the family, and it's a beautiful place because it reminds me of the ancestors going there, you know, the darkened young people, not my ancestors, but the darkened young people going there and just doing what we do today. The Wadri people, we were proud, you know, we were proud and solid hunters and very good looking fellas and women. With the stories, a lot of them have sort of gone with the older people. Not a lot of them have passed down, but you really got to go searching for it, which is sad. And I find within myself the sort of discomfort of not knowing a lot more of that stuff. This is sort of the first place that they sort of invaded. A lot of that culture significance in that songline is broken or damaged, not lost, but it's broken. I think it's important for us to have jobs because it helps you grow, you know, and it's important because if you don't grow, you die. When you're working, you're accomplishing stuff, you get a belief in here that no one can take away. It's yours, it's in here. Then you start making some money. I never had money in my life before, and if I did, it was gone just as quick as it came. It's a really nice feeling to have nice things, to watch a nice TV. And it shows, you know, you go to your fridge, tucker in the fridge. It teaches your kids that if you want something, you got to work for it. You got to go. And it's normal now. It's normal for Dad to get up and go to work. That's all he sees. I never saw that. No one in my house worked.
Good morning, Mr. Chair.
Good morning. Thank you.
Morning, Josh.
Morning. I decided to run for chairperson of my local Aboriginal Land Council. After a term as a board member, it really opened my eyes to being proud and an active member of my land council. It was, again, a humbling experience to know that some elders on the board have said, look, we want to see you lead us for the next 2 years. My 3 proudest achievements would be, number 1, definitely the birth of my son. To meet him for the first time, it just was a beautiful experience, one I'll never forget. When I held him there in my hands, you can't really explain it. You're just looking at this beautiful child, this human, just a beautiful, beautiful feeling. My second proudest moment of my life was probably accepting my Apprentice of the Year NAIDOC award. And the third proudest moment of my life is probably living the way I am, you know, fighting the fight I'm fighting, you know. So I'm proud that I'm giving it a go.